Hello everybody. Happy Catterday. At least it is today for me now. It's a rainy day. Cinnabon's inside. He's been inside for a few hours now. Don't know exactly where he is. I came home from the post office and I don't know where he went. So we'll try to find him. He's probably sleeping. If he is, we'll leave him alone. Nope, he's not there. He's not on my messy bed either. Sometimes he hides in here. Nope, not there either. That means he's probably somewhere downstairs. Where's my little baby? Oh, I see him. Hi, honey. You like it here, don't you? It reminds me, one of the first places Cinnabon slept was on this bed. Yeah, one of the first nights he was in here. You can rest, little kid. Yeah, you can rest. Rest easy, son. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to figure out where you were. Yeah, I didn't mean to disturb you. Sorry. All right. Night, little buddy. We can play later, okay? Cinnabon followed me upstairs shortly after what you last saw. And he's sleeping on his chair. So I figured it'd be a good opportunity to film part 5 of the questions and answers. So moving right along. Hi, Lex. Hello. I couldn't help but notice you're missing 2 chairs from your dining set. You used to have 6 chairs, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, a totally irrelevant question. No, that's fine. Good observation. Seriously, really, really good observation. I can't believe that someone noticed that. But yes, in an effort to have a little bit more room, at least on the other side of the table for Cinnabon's cat tree, which you can kind of barely see through the chair and the table, I went ahead and moved it. And I really don't need 6 spots at that table most of the time. So if I ever have a large group here, for whatever reason, and need a bigger table, I just put the leaf in and add the other 2 chairs, which are in my basement. Very good observation. I was wondering what sort of music your parents like. They like a lot of the, I would say mostly rock from the probably mid-60s through the 90s and beyond. My mom likes Supertramp, Cars, Queen. My dad likes pretty much all those bands too. They both like a lot of the same music. My dad has been to a lot of concerts. Very cool historic bands like AC/DC, Nazareth. My dad and I have gone to a lot of concerts together. My brother's gone to some too. I think my brother and dad went to a Kiss concert before, and my dad and I have gone to several, including Rush, Guns N' Roses numerous times, AC/DC with Axl Rose singing, that was cool, Nazareth with Mandy Charlton, and a few others. So pretty cool. It's a nice thing that we do. And we have tickets to see Guns N' Roses in Detroit this July or June or July. Hopefully they don't cancel it, but who knows with the current situation. But it would be cool if we get to see that again. Yeah. So they both like a lot of, mostly rock from that time, and some modern rock too. Guns and cats are my kind of fun. What do you think of tanks and kittens? I think that would be a fantastic combination, assuming all basic safety rules are followed. There's a little cardboard tank you can get for cats. I think for Cinnabon's next Christmas, we'll get that for him. It'll be kind of fun. And quite fitting as well. What quality makes Cinnabon so photogenic? Oh, that's a good question. What do you say, Cinnabon? I think you're very photogenic because you're a very pretty cat. Yeah, a lot of people say how pretty you are. And he does like to look at the camera, which helps too, in this case. What's hanging on the wall above the table? It looks like some sort of a wheel. Actually, it is a clock, but technically it might be considered a wheel. Go ahead and turn the light on so you can get a better shot of it. Check it out. What's really funny is somebody who watches our videos has the same exact clock and sent me pictures of it. That was really funny. And they also happen to have the same hourglass too, which is crazy coincidence, huh, buddy? Yeah. I forget where I got it. I think it was, Blood Bath & Beyond or something like that. Whatever they call that store. My question is, based on strength of schedule, what are the chances of the Dolphins winning more than 8 games in 2020? Asking the wrong person, unfortunately, because I don't really watch a whole lot of football, but I would say the chances of that, I have no idea. I have no reference, so unfortunately I can't. I could answer the Lions, and I would say very few, unfortunately. Does Cinnabon have a gun license? No, he doesn't. Actually, he is exempt from that. He doesn't need a license, which is pretty cool. He can fully exercise his Second Amendment rights without any intrusion by the law, unlike most people in America. There was a recent study showing that cats' personalities mimic their owners. Is this true, Cinnabon and you? If so, you must be a very special person. Well, thank you very much. That's pretty interesting. Is this true? I would suppose so. Perhaps we both. I don't know. We both like to sleep sometimes and watch movies and be close to one another. Like to go on hikes. So I guess we have some things in common. I don't go after birds and mice, but that's more instinct than anything. Have you tried catnip infused bubbles to Cinnabon? I have not. I have tried regular bubbles just to see how he'd react to it. He wasn't that too keen on it, so I don't know if I'd try the catnip ones, but that's pretty funny to actually have those. Do you play any video games, Lex? Not really anymore. The only games I would or do play would be games from the classic console, the Magnavox Odyssey 2. It's from the late 70s, early to mid 80s. It's when it was really popular in North America at least, and also in Europe as the VideoPack G7000. And you lucky Europeans also had the Odyssey 3 in the form of the VideoPack G7400, I believe. So pretty sweet. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? I thought about importing the latter, but I kind of go in and out of that hobby. But I used to play Call of Duty. What else? Battlefield, Doom, Halo, a few other games like that. I used to play those all the time. I just haven't, since I started working full-time years ago, I just really haven't had time or effort to play video games. But I was really into it, building custom computers, gaming computers. It was really fun. I miss a lot of that, but it was something in the past now, I suppose. At one point, you posted a photo of Cinnamon from summer of 2017 where he looked like an older kitten. He did. I made a video about that, asking what people's perception was on that. And overall, inconclusive, but he did look like a kitten to a lot of people. Second part of the same question. Did you ever find out more about whether he was a kitten at the time or nail down his age? No, it's really impossible for me to do that, at least at this point anyway, unfortunately. Have you seen the channel Talking Kitty Cat? I have not. How do you think Cinnamon would fit in with Sylvester, Random Kitty, Gibbison, and Shelby Girl? I don't know because I don't know those cats, but I would imagine he probably wouldn't fit in well with any other cats, unfortunately, just kind of the way he is. Can you have a FaceTime game party with your friends? Oh, absolutely. We have actually had a Zoom meeting with some people at work after hours, like a happy hour for a younger professional. They call it the Young Professionals Group. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. It was only an hour. I wish it was longer, but it was really fun. Just because it felt like you're almost at a bar or restaurant with friends, but you weren't. You were in your house. And I've done it before. It's kind of like a FaceTime or whatever. There's many different Skype, whatever you want to call it. Well, Skype's becoming less and less relevant with better software like Zoom and social media. Wondering, are you getting a better camera for filming? When I get a new phone, I'll for sure have a better camera, and I'll probably keep this phone just as a backup. Second part of the question asking about a backup, I believe, and I think that's a good idea. Yeah, because if I lose this phone, I'm kind of screwed. So, yeah, the newer iPhones are incredible and just amazing with video. So when I get a newer iPhone, the quality of videos will be better. This video does well. It just doesn't handle low light situations. That's just inherent in a lot of cameras. But in good lighting, a lot of people are like, wow, did you get a new camera in this video? I'm like, no, let's just film during the day. But the lighting is everything, really. So sometimes I'm conscious about it. Right now it's kind of dark in here. It's a rainy day. But this video is way more audio than visual anyway. Well, did I offend you, buddy? People still like to watch it, though. Can you pick Cinnamon up? Absolutely. Normally I would show you, but I don't want to disturb him right now. But yeah, I pick him up all the time. It's just hard to show that on camera. Sometimes I do a first-person view of picking him up. Other times if I set the camera down or somebody else has a camera. I mean, I can't blame you for not ever seeing that because it's very uncommon for me to do that in videos, but I do it all the time, on a daily basis. Like in the morning when I wake up, I'll pick him up and be like, hey, buddy, or I come home from work, I'll pick him up. And he doesn't love it, but he doesn't really mind that much. Do you have a problem with him not coming back? As if him like going outside. As far as a problem, and the intent of the question is, does he like not come back sometimes? And occasionally, like last night's an example where it was, sometimes I don't let him out when it's too late if I'm going to bed soon. But if I'm staying up really late and if he wants out, I'll let him out. And then I'll just let him back in. But there's times where he normally comes back before 11 p.m. But sometimes he doesn't and I just kind of wait for him until he comes back. Or I'll go to bed and hear him or set my alarm to get up and check. He's pretty quiet at the door. He used to meow. I wish he would, but he's very quiet. He just kind of chills out there until I open the door for him. I don't know if this has been asked, but has Cinnabon been microchipped? Next time I go to the vet, I will ask about it and then get him chipped when I'm there. or when we're there, rather. I don't want to be chipped. Do you still let him outside? Yes. And if you do, are you worried he might not come back? A little bit. That obviously I think about that sometimes, and I've gone over this so many times. But basically, the cliff notes of it is he loves going outside on a daily basis, even in poor or cold weather conditions. He wants out, and he loves it out there. And you know, some people are like, well, you should be out there with him the whole time, and that just doesn't work, right? You can't do that, especially when I'm working. But he does like to go out still. And they do say a cat. I could probably force him to stay inside, but that would not be fair to him because he knows what it's like out there, being out there by himself for a while, and he loves it. When you brush Cinnabon, do you let him rub his cheeks with it? Do you brush his cheeks and head in general? Do you smush his cute little cheeks? Oh yeah, I scratch his cheeks. He likes that under his chin. As far as brushing him, sometimes I brushed him the other day. It's super hard for me to film that, but I brushed him. I think it was yesterday, or the day before, because his winter coat's kind of coming down, so he's really shedding a lot, and he will bite at the brush and paw at it, and he'll rub his face against it. So I think he enjoys it. But as far as just letting him brush himself on it, he will a little bit. But he bites it more than anything else. I don't know why, he just bites the brush. Hi, Lex Cinnabon. I saw one of your videos the other day showing the various stuff you collected over the years. Really cool stuff. Well, thank you. You also showed a gun and a packet of bullets on a table and said, just in case there's any trouble. I'm just curious to know what sort of trouble you're expecting. I know it's American and most people have guns, but you seem to live in a really peaceful place. Oh, you're right. I live in a very peaceful place. That was more of a joke. I think I was working from home and I had an AK on the table. So, yeah, I mean, the odds of something happening here are very, very low. But I guess as a general principle, that's just the concept of having something available just in case, sort of like you would have insurance, I guess, is one example. It's a point I wanted to make, but obviously it was with some humor, because the odds of actually needing an AK for defense in my areas are pretty low. There are places in the world and in America, even in my own state, where you would want something like that. Where I'm at, not really, but it is nice to have it just to comfort, sleep better at night kind of a thing. Obviously, if you have kids, I'm not going to get a whole gun safety thing, but if you have kids, you really have to be careful with that. There's very many methods of safely bearing arms with children in the house. Cinnabon's pretty good about not getting into the guns. Unless maybe I don't know something when I'm gone. Have you ever brushed Cinnabon's teeth? Not really. I don't know if it's necessary. I think some of his hard food helps with that. But the vet did say he has healthy teeth, so I didn't really recommend anything. So I don't know. I've heard of people doing it. It'd be pretty interesting. But we never really did that with our dogs either, and it never really was a problem. Did you buy any snacks with the quarantine? If so, can you do a haul? Sure. I bought some today. I bought some. I'll show you what I'm having right now. These are good. Little eggs. Yeah, you can't have them. Sorry, buddy. I also bought some cookie dough ice cream, some soda pop, and some beer. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to show all that stuff, but if next time I go out, maybe to Dollar Tree, I'll maybe do a quick video of what I got. Maybe I'll do a video like, what did Lex get from Dollar Tree? That'd be kind of fun. Hi, Lex. Hello. What do you use to keep the fleas and ticks away? Do you bathe Cinnabon once in a while? I do not bathe them. I don't believe that cats need to be bathed unless they have trouble or are unhealthy and need to be bathed. Fleas and tick stuff, I forget the brand. There's all kinds of it. There's like Hearts or something like that. Frontline, it's a little drip you put on his back, and it keeps that stuff away. And I got some from the vet. Very expensive stuff, but it seems to work pretty well. Occasionally he'll still get a tick, but I just pull those off. Lex, you've always struck me as a guy who might question something like this virus. I was taught to question everything, even if it is told to me by the news. I think that's a good thing. I think people should question everything. Was I wrong about you? Not really. Initially, I kind of had an idea about the virus early, probably a month or two before it hit the U.S. or before there were any reported cases. So I made some preparation. My earlier concerns with it were more based on the reaction of others to it and not the virus itself. Not to say the virus isn't serious. Who really knows? I'm sure it's serious at this point because there are tens of thousands of people dying. So obviously it's something serious. And there were a lot of people that resisted that. I didn't resist it. I just carried on and didn't try to make a big deal of it. But now it's obviously, at this point, I think everyone, if they're honest, will say it's a very serious problem. But I was suspicious of it at first. What I really didn't like is the news, they're always full of BS, or they have agendas and stuff. But early on they said, don't buy the masks. The masks don't help. And so stop hoarding masks. That was before toilet paper stuff was hard to find in certain food. And that was interesting. And then now everyone's saying, oh, masks help, buy masks. Like, it's just so stupid. I don't like it when, obviously they're misinformed about the masks. But who really knows? Just do whatever you want and can afford. That's kind of how I am. But yeah, at first I was a little my concern was more based on, like I mentioned before, people's reaction to it. But I think now it's both that and the virus itself. It's killing people that are young and healthy, seemingly so. So obviously it's very serious. So everybody needs to be safe out there. Can you put some sort of safety door in his little house? He doesn't use his house that much anymore, but if he does more, I could consider that. So he has somewhere else safe to go if he gets in trouble. It is good to have an escape route. So that's something that I've heard before with cats. They like to have a back door, if you will. So maybe it'd be easy to do. Just cut a hole in the back, you know. The only issue with that is in the winter, if he's not in here, he'd lose some heat that way. To what extent do you still follow a military schedule? I never did. I don't know if somebody thought I was in the military. I never was. Never claimed to be. But maybe it was a joke too. But I don't follow a military schedule that'd be involved getting up too early on the weekends. Wondering if Cinnabon brings you treats like birds, mice, etc. Yeah, the last thing he brought me was a bird that was, I think I mentioned it in the video, that was several weeks ago. And mice, I haven't seen or noticed any, but he does leave them in the driveway occasionally or on the deck, or in the yard, places he sees me often. This is going to be the last question for this video. Do your neighbors know you film these videos? Not that I know if no one's mentioned it. They've asked me about my cat in general because they think it's nice that I brought him in, but they've never mentioned videos, and I don't mention it to people that really, unless it's somehow really relevant to the conversation. What comments do your neighbors make? Do they watch the videos? Just curious. Again, I have no idea. I don't think they do. They haven't mentioned or alluded to anything about videos, but they do know I have a cat and they ask about him because they see him around sometimes, and they have, and I've mentioned this before, but perhaps some of you haven't recalled or heard it. But some of my immediate neighbors remember seeing him when he was really skinny and they felt bad. And then they knew I took him under my wing, so to speak, and gave him food, and they could tell that he got more healthy, with his weight and stuff. And it's funny because they say they try to get close to him and he won't let them near him. He'll only come up to me, but if they're on my property, he's more comfortable with them. So this is definitely his home. Well, that's going to wrap up the questions for this video. This one's a little shorter than the last one, but we'll for sure have at least one more. I've said it like every video now, but the questions keep on coming in. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.